guys, so today I'll be reading Powerless, like the first chapter, by Loren Roberts. Don't know if you guys have read it yet, but it is amazing. I'm on only the 5th chapter, but it's like the best thing I've read so far. Yeah, without further ado, let's get into it. And if I'm reading too slow for your pace, speed up the video. I don't care. As long as you listen and or read along. Don't mind if I mess up on some words, because I'm not the best reader. Chapter 1. Patum. Thick, hot liquid runs down my arm. Blood. Funny, I don't remember the guard nicking me with his sword before my fist connected with his face. Despite being a flash, he apparently couldn't manage to move faster than my right hook to his jaw. The smell of salt stings my nose, forcing me to clamp a grimy hand over it to stop a sneeze from slipping out. That would be very pathetic. A very pathetic way to get caught. When I'm sure that my nose won't alert the perils lurking beneath where I'm heading, I return my hand to a filthy wall. My back is currently pressed against with my feet planted opposite me after taking a deep breath that nearly has me choking on salt. I slowly begin my climb upward once again. With thin thighs burning almost as much as my nose, I force my body to continue shimmying while stifling and sneezing. Climbing up a chimney isn't exactly how I thought I would be spending my evening. The small space has me sweating, swallowing my fear before scrambling to the top of the cramped corridor. I don't really know that word, and I'm like exhausted because it's 9:53. I'm an early sleeper, but yeah. To replace grime-coated walls with a starry night. When my head finally peeks over the top, I greedily gulp down the sticky air, then climb up and over, immediately bombarded with new connections of smells. Sorry guys, dropped you. Next page. Far more unpleasant than the stench of salt clinging to my body, my clothes, my hair, sweat, fish, spice, and I'm quite certain some sort of bodily fluid blends to create the aroma that surrounds Loot Alley. Loot Alley is like where they live and stuff. You'll get into that at like chapter 5. But I don't think I'm gonna read the whole chapter. Well, yeah, maybe I will. There are two main characters. There's Patum, which we're reading her chapter now. But then there's also Kai. Tatum is a girl. She is a thief. Kai is a boy. He's royal and he also has powers. I know it's called Powerless, but that's mostly because this book is mainly about Tatum and how she has no powers. But yeah, oh my gosh. Chapter 4 is my favorite chapter so far. Balancing atop the chimney, I strain my eyes on the shadowed roof to inspect my sticky arm. I nearly forgotten to examine it without the usual biting pain that accompanies a sword slash to remind me. I rip off a strip of cloth from the sweaty tank that clings to my body, dabbing at the gash with it. Adina's her best friend. Adina's going to kill me for ruining her stitching again. I'm surprised when I don't feel the familiar twinge of pain as I rub at my arm with the rough fabric. Immediately sopping up the stickiness. And that's when I smell it. Honey. The same honey that belongs to the sticky buns oozing out of the many pockets in my ragged vest and dripping down my arm, mistaken for blood. I sigh, rolling my eyes at myself. It's a welcome surprise, nothing less. Even honey soaking my clothes beats trying to wash blood out. I take a deep breath and look out over the crumbling, run-down buildings cast shadows by the flickering lampposts dotting the street. There's not much electricity here in the slums, but the king generously spreads us a few lampposts. Thanks to the vaults and scholars using their abilities to create a sustained power grid. I have to work especially hard to stay in the shadows. Further from the slums, the more the rows of shops and homes slowly improve in condition and size. Shacks turn into homes turn into mansions, leading up to the most stunning building of it all. Squinting through the darkness, I can just barely make out the looming towers of the royal castle and the sloping dome of the bowl arena that resides beside it. My eyes flicker back to the wild wide street stretched out before me. Scanning the slums, pumping crime that trade throughout the city. Crime and trade throughout the city. I trace the dozen of other alleys and streets jutting off from it, getting lost in the maze that is the city before a sigh and small smile to the familiar street beneath me. Okay, I'm not gonna read the rest of the pages, but I am going to scroll through them so you could pause the video. I'll take like a couple minutes on each page. So like we just read this one, we read that one, now we're on this one. But like after a while I will change the page. Okay, pause the video if you need to. Oh, and if you get stuck on a word, I'll be reading the comments like every day. So even if you, like right now, today is October 3rd. Even if you answer this, say 2 years later, I will still be looking at the comments, and if you get stuck on a word, I will help you. So don't worry about that. Oh. You have to. So we'll stop at page 5 because for some reason page 6 and 7, don't you say it. I mean, you're at home, I can't hear you. Never mind. They don't have it on this preview, and I don't want to give you like Kai's chapter or anything. Because like no. You have to read the book in order. So just either get the book, get an audiobook. Yeah. But I promise you I could read the rest of, or like, how about each day I'll read 2 pages of a chapter. Like, not a chapter. Yeah, 1 chapter to you. Then you have to read the rest. But I'll read 2 pages of 1 chapter. Just comment down below whatever chapter you're on. Bye.